Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. I regret to report that both our Jedi Order and the Republic have fallen, with the dark shadow of the Empire rising to take their place. This message is a warning and a reminder for any surviving Jedi. Trust in the Force.
They've outgrown their age of rebellion, dulled the Empire's edge, defeated Imperial generals and the Pirate Queen's dredge. They've been soldiers and scoundrels, what's there left to be? How about lost acolytes looking for their force and destiny? There's a seer, hermit, investigator, and teacher. Better watch your back or a vibro ring's gonna reach you. Will this team find the light or will darkness win the day? Find out with the heroes of the Hydian Way.
Previously on Heroes of the Hydian Way, Skip, Koba, Kesh, and Hillary had scoured the city, seeking information about Soldier Ward's time on Cato Nemoidia. Each thread tugged at the deep suffering of the city, but the leads seemed to unravel uselessly in their hands. At the center of the web, they found a spy in his memories of Ward, who was last seen attending a peace talk at the Palace of Jorah that ended in disaster and Ward's escape. Perhaps the crystal was there, left or lost among the wreckage of a building once the gem of the Undercity. But what other stories have become entangled in the darkness? Join them this week as they enter the Penumbra.
Welcome to Heroes of the Hydian Way. This is a Star Wars actual play podcast and we're playing in Fantasy Flight Games' Force and Destiny system. We're using the Chronicles of the Gatekeeper adventure as developed by Tim Cox and Max Brook. This is Act 2, Episode 19. And I'm Ben, the GM for this adventure.
I'm Koba, the Sentinel investigator.
And I'm Hillary, the sagely teacher and the performer who periodically forgets how words work.
Oh, I didn't realize you took a third spec.
I'm going to go sit in a corner now until I figure out how this works. I'll be back.
And I'm Kesh, the Trandoshan Mystic Seer.
What kind of mystics do you see?
Touche.
Is it speed dating?
What?
Seeing, when you're seeing someone, it's a euphemism for dating?
Oh, yeah, I'm not into that kind of thing anymore.
Killed too many partners?
Hey, Skip, how are you doing today?
Well, at first I was worried because you all were just, not saying much, and I was like, is something going on? Are they gonna, spring something weird on me? But then you all got weird again, and so it was normal. Anyway, hi, I'm Skip, and I'm the Kalarian Secret Hermit. And for some reason, these three have made me, I guess, rescind my hermitness. And right now I'm confused as to why.
So now you're just a seeker?
I guess so. Maybe I'll seek new friends.
Ouch!
I'm just kidding. Wait, you all dig on each other all the time, and I'm not allowed to?
I've already put myself in a corner. You don't have to make it worse.
It's different when it's from you.
I see.
It's okay, Skip. You're doing lovely. It's okay.
Skip's mean.
What?
To learn more about our heroes, we get one task and another question. And it is now Skippington's turn.
Hey, the disembodied voice in the sky got it right. You did forget the Lord High Lord part, though. That's all.
The what?
I was just trying to get Hillary's attention.
There.
Hey, Hillary!
Ah, what? Yes. Hello, Skip.
Hi.
Hi.
So, all right, Hillary.
Yes.
In some regions of space, there's some folks who like to do strange personality inquiries that's hurt them into different elemental qualities. So what do you think you are, and why? Out of solar, water, plasma, soil, and winds.
Solar, water, plasma, soil, and wind.
Mm-hmm.
It's very tempting to be very obnoxious and use the word heart, but...
That's not one of the options.
I'd like to think water.
By your powers combined.
Because I'm flexible, but at the same time, I can wear you down if I want to.
That's a really ominous answer.
I don't know what you're talking about. I just want to go for ice cream, but, we're on this grand quest. We should go get ice cream.
Is there like a quiz we can take to decide which of these we are?
Maybe.
Because I'm not understanding the whole abstract thing. Like would Koba be a solar because Koba is passionate, or not because Koba's not about light at all?
I think Koba is probably the winds because, he goes from place to place, all enigmatic and kind of spooky like.
And he does get into places
fits.
unexpectedly. Quietly.
Oh.
I knew I forgot something.
Okay. I'm like, I don't remember anybody else rolling, but sure.
That could be because nobody else did roll?
Oh, yep.
Who needs destiny?
Don't worry, I gave you more, Ben.
Yay!
And I helped. Don't worry, as an average human, I can... Oh, wait.
No.
Thank you,
You have
Hey.
way too many teeth.
Ooh.
Hi. Ooh.
Our current pool will be 4 light side points and 3 dark side points. All right, so now on to the question.
The camera starts off looking at a colto plant. Then a hand reaches in and pinches off a leaf. Camera follows, going from the plant into a pocket. It pans up to see Skip there, harvesting some of the colto.
Oh, right.
And then flows over Skip's shoulder, taking a quick look at Gudge there, following down, and you see the 2 mouse droids, the red and the rusty looking one, as they trundle off down towards one of the large end of hallway windows. It follows through, and then we go through a door. We see a massive amount of hollow projectors that are each projecting a small little hollow display of different things. Most of them are going on of little things going on in the 50-story apartment building. A small section of them, let's say 6, have been pulled out from that and are going over previous recordings. You can see a fairly epic lightsaber fight where one bearded human is swiping around and seeming to be able to almost anticipate everything that's going on with their opponents. They slice through droids, then coming up, a lightsaber cut into one of their lightsaber-wielding opponents, sending them staggering back, and then getting into a protracted duel with another lightsaber wielder as a Nemoidian is trying to use their arms to drag them away. There in the front, seated before these hollow displays, is Zell, the, I'm going to go on 65, 70-year-old Nemoidian that the heroes had been searching out. And standing around him are Koba and Kesh, with Hillary off in a corner, as they're seeing the last moments that Zell has of Ward on the holocams. As the 2 of them are looking at the lightsaber battle, it does look like either Ward is a much, much better fighter, or he's able to react to things before they're happening. That's keeping him in the fight, when the other person looks to be a bit more capable in a technical fashion. It seems like his intuition is keeping him in the fight, but both of them are taking small hits with each other's lightsabers. To a shoulder, one to the side, one to the calf. Very nasty hits, but nothing immediately disabling on account of their Jedi. As I flip a point, you hear a distant crash of could be a window breaking. Zell looks up at Kesh and Koba, who are nearby. Would you and your friends go and look at that? It might be a Kreehawk getting in the window. They do that every now and then, and if you don't scare them off right away, they start trying to nest, and it becomes, you pretty much have to abandon the floor. So if you could get them so that they're like out the window, that would be very appreciated.
Yeah, we can chase off some birds. Just wait here. So Cash at least will start heading towards the sound of the disturbance.
I'm gonna stay back here because I think Creehawks will try to eat Gudge.
All right, then keep researching and I'll look out for Zell here.
Yes, I'm sure you entirely want to stay back here to protect Gudge and not to continue filling your pockets with plants.
Hey, nobody said I couldn't.
That's true. Nobody explicitly made that statement.
Also, shh.
I was being quiet.
Anyway, so I'm going to head towards the sound of the disturbance, Ben.
Okay.
Koba will go also. I'm just
Yep.
not using up the limited number of words I can say.
That's why I spoke up and volunteered. So
Before I die. I die
Yes.
if I say.
please stop wasting them on this.
This is one of the few floors like you've been on in this entire fairly large apartment complex to have proper lighting, where like the magistrates have actually gone through, replaced light bulbs, that sort of thing. The hallway lighting in the direction of the sound seems to have been knocked out somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the two mouse droids that have been tooling around in the different floors like you've seen. They've got little headlights on, and they're driving into the darkness. Little headlights lighting up as much as it can. You get to see a very, very faint outline of boots. And then you see a slug thrower go off, and the little headlights go off.
That's no Creehawk.
How far away did the slug thrower sound?
I'm going to go with medium distance. The light from it looks to have been in one of the suites that is just off of the hallway from there.
I really need to get a range upgrade for sense.
Koba, start to back up.
Start to back up? Why?
Because we don't know what we're dealing with here. I don't want to be split up when we do.
All right.
Could I get a...
Stealth?
Before we do anything, do I have an action that I can use to commit a die to something?
Yes, you can.
Cool. I'm committing a force die, but not to sense like I usually do. I'm committing it to ebb and flow because I ball straight down that freaking tree. I can commit dice now. This might be a terrible idea.
What does that do?
What does that do?
Okay, so with ebb and flow's like bottom left control upgrade, I can commit a force die until the end of the encounter. And when I do, for the remainder of the encounter, I add a force die to all skill checks. Pips add either success or advantage, my choice. But any dark side pips also are basically auto-use, so I suffer a strain for them and take a conflict for them. That's on all of my checks. For the rest of the encounter, no option.
Yep. So, well, this is how you get to your 10 conflict, Brandon.
Do you still have to flip light side? Or that just happens?
No, the strict rules as written. It refers to the results. They aren't used in the same sense because it's not optional.
Okay, that makes sense. You don't get to make the choice. It's just like, bam.
It's you roll a force die. For each pip, you add a success or an advantage. For each dark side pip, you suffer a strain and gain a conflict. It's not you choose to use them. It's just...
It just happens.
If you roll it, which you have to, this is what occurs.
Yeah.
All right.
And unlike many commits, this is not an ongoing. This is an until the end of the encounter, so I can't turn it off either like you usually can with a
So that means...
commit effect.
So speaking of which, then of force dice and stuff, so Koba, you can make us invisible. Can you like make somebody see something?
Yeah, but I have to know who I'm making see something.
Okay.
I can't actually make things invisible. I can just make people not notice.
So you make people invisible.
Not in the literal sense, no.
Okay. Well, I still say for the moment we back up, regroup, because clearly it's not a Kreehawk.
Fine.
Could I get a perception check off of the two of you, since you two are the ones who are paying attention and are closer?
crap.
Individually or together?
I mean, group would work.
Okay, then Brandon, this is all you. I
Yeah, and you
technically
don't
have 2
get the-
ranks, but I think you do as well.
You don't get the skip bonus either, because I'm
Nope.
stealing plants.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to go with that this should be a one of each check. A red, a purple, and a setback. Setback due to darkness.
I have keen senses.
Okay, fair.
Yep, so you'll get to Nora. Dang it, and I was about to make a Solonian joke too.
Or keen-eyed, rather, but yeah.
Captain in the Gadron.
Okay, so a boost from Kesh, since our ranks are the same.
Yep.
And I still have a boost from Uncanny Senses, unless whatever I'm trying to perceive is immune to
No, this
the
is
Force.
a person. Just a person in darkness.
And a Force die, because I have to. Okay. Oh, boy.
Good
Okay.
start.
So good news, you start getting conflict.
Yeah, and the important thing is... All right, so 2 successes, 5 advantage, 1 triumph, and a dark side pip, which becomes either a success or an advantage, my choice.
Clearly we need more of both.
I'm currently fine on strain, so I don't need to worry about that. I guess I'll make it a success. So this comes out to 3 successes, 5 advantage, and a triumph. I do suffer a strain and gain a conflict for rolling a dark side pit.
Well, now that the window's broken open, the outside patter of rain is definitely heard. Like, this is definitely like high up in a building patter of rain versus down on the ground, so you aren't really hearing it bounce off the sidewalk, but you definitely hear it hitting the side, and you can even see like a wet spot growing just on the inside of that window. As you're looking, you can see a bolt of lightning going off in between the buildings and hitting something down from where you are. There, silhouetted, is Dallin Oberos in his dark laminate armor.
Well,
And you can see that he has his carbine pulled out.
Has he noticed us as the hallway illuminates?
I'm gonna go with y'all have 5 advantage and a triumph. Like, okay, I mean, really, that's just the 3 successes I'm describing.
Yeah. So here's the torn thing. Cash doesn't want to be seen. Christine wants us to be seen and for stuff to kick off. So this is a dilemma.
Well, do you want Skip to come bumbling in? I can always kick things off.
I would probably be inclined, as would Koba, I think, to dedicate at least some of the advantage and stuff to like being aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
But we have enough to work with. I'm kind of okay splitting the difference. If, some of it goes to Kesh hunkers down somewhere out of sight, and some of it goes to Koba gets, advantage on attacking or something.
No, I vote. Christine, not Cash, because who cares what she thinks. I vote go in and do offense for it. Again, I would love to kick things off, even if my character.
You have Unleash, right?
Yeah, I have Unleash.
Ben, I have a question.
Yes.
Okay.
It's raining.
Does Force Lightning travel like normal
Is Force
lightning?
Lightning actual lightning?
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Does water conduct Force Lightning?
Oh, the water conducting force lightning? I'm going with yes.
Okay.
Okay. I have an idea.
Okay. So how would that work mechanically speaking then?
I don't know. That's not my problem.
Okay.
That sounds like a not Brandon issue.
Okay.
I was just leaving the sheet open just because, but I guess I have to actually look at things now.
I'd say for the triumph, I think, I'd like to say that the broken window, and maybe perhaps this is owing to additional Kreehawk activity in the vicinity, or he disturbed a legitimate nest of Kreehawks who then compounded the broken window nest or something. Or maybe just the fact that this building is decrepit. Anyway, for some reason, from some collection of factors, the rain has pooled substantially in the room, creating, a notable puddle beneath where he is.
I think as part of that too, if he just came in from the rain, his armor's got to be.
He's probably
soaked.
fairly damp also himself.
Yes.
But certainly, and maybe some of this can be like why we noticed him. Like it might be enough standing water that there is like some audible splashing if he moves, right?
Yeah, I like that. That makes sense.
Okay, yeah, I can go with that.
Not like difficult terrain amounts of water, right? But like,
I mean, you have 5 advantage.
And a triumph.
Yeah.
well, I mean, if we want difficult terrain to happen, Skip can come do that for us.
It's true.
No,
Also, Skip now has water.
Oh yeah, Skip has lots of stuff in this place with plants and water.
So in that case, then Brandon, like with the Triumph, mechanically speaking, with like the conducting the water, is that like, are we skidding that as an upgrade or as like kind of the standard use, or is that like doing something else to maybe make an unleash easier?
Remind me what the actual mechanical, like, what do you roll when you do Force Lightning?
I have to make an average discipline check, and the range is in default short. I have to spend force dice to upgrade it to get to the medium range, and his adversary would apply against my discipline check.
Yeah.
So I kind of, I could really use help on either track. It's all a matter of what I roll. I have to spend 2 force pips just to hit in the first place.
Okay, and you've got 3 dice.
I got 3 dice.
Do your force pips affect damage at all, or is it entirely for range and stuff?
They can. So I've bought, kind of like you've been buying a lot of Ebb and Flow, I've bought a lot of Protect Unleash. For Unleash, I can spend advantages to deal strain to the target. I can spend a force pip to give the attack and snare, or burn, or to increase, it takes 2 force pips to increase my range band by 1, or I can spend a force pip to increase my damage by 1.
Then I think what makes sense to me is that the existence of this amount of standing water means that you can hit the water, not him, and so maybe it's like essentially a free range upgrade.
That seems good to me.
If that's okay, so you don't have to dedicate those pips.
I'd appreciate that. So I'm good with that for the Triumph. That way it's short range, so I don't got to worry about that. So then what do we want to spend the advantages on boosts for this check?
Ben, how many advantage would it be for us to, in some way, alert Hillary and Skip of things without necessarily alerting our adversary here?
Okay, that part. That I kind of would like to get.
Would we have been able to hear the Clayton?
I'm figuring 1, taking into account what Leslie is alluding to, because everyone should have heard the shotgun blast.
Yeah.
I mean, we can roll like a combined perception check, because we were talking in another room.
Yeah, like how far away have we actually gotten? Like how far are Kesh and Kobo away from where we were altogether?
You've gotten about short range. You've gotten 1 unit down the hallway, and there's a hallway of like 7 units.
Yeah.
So he's just come out the doors that are just next to the window. So you've got like 6 units between the two of you. Sure, it's straight hallway, but still distance. And there's water going like halfway down there at least. You're a bit down the hallway. Skip and Hillary are behind you by a somewhat fair chunk.
Do we have comlinks? I forget. Do we have comlinks?
Yes.
I believe I do. Yes, I have a comm link.
I do.
Is it reasonable to spend a few advantage to have Koba or Kesh able to just kind of quickly like thumb a conflict, be like the bounty hunters here, and then
Yeah, for one advantage, yeah.
on the down low, just so that they're aware.
Okay, so it leaves us with 4 advantages.
Yeah, so the rest of the advantages then I think I'm inclined to use as buffs to things. It's what, 3 advantage for upgrade?
I've generally been running it that way, yes.
I'd say 3 advantage for an upgrade to the discipline check that Kesh is about to make.
And then the last one could also be a boost if we wanted to.
I think it's just a boost to the next action, which will be
Yeah.
Then we'll get Christine to do the unleash, and then we'll go into initiative.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, sounds good.
So I have an upgrade and a boost. I still haven't rolled this power a whole lot, so bear with me.
Yeah,
Oh.
fair enough.
Okay, that gets me to 4 yellow for my discipline. I forgot I had bought that up.
I am shocked. Shocked, I say.
What's my... so it's normally 2 purple. What degree of adversary is he?
He is a 2 with 1 range defense.
So 2 red and a setback. I'm not going to flip because might need to burn some dark side here.
Fair enough.
So 4 yellow, a boost, 3 force dice, 2 red, 2 setback. Can you aim and unleash?
I mean,
Is it a ranged combat check?
It's a ranged attack.
it is a range attack. I don't see a reason why not. I was trying to figure out some snark about movies, but yeah, I don't see a reason not to.
All right, then I think Kesh is going to double aim. She's going to try to hit him with everything she's got.
Yeah, especially in this scene, it makes sense because
Yeah.
he hasn't seen you.
Okay, let's do this. Okay,
How many dice did you just roll?
13.
Wow.
Yeah.
So after 13 dice, I have 5 successes, an advantage, 3 light side pips, and a dark side pip. So by using Unleash at all, I take a conflict,
Mm-hmm.
bringing me to 5 before I've even considered spending that dark side point, which I haven't decided yet. So then I have to spend 2 pips to hit with it. Thank you, Brandon. There with the gift support. So 2 pips to hit. He will take a strain for the advantage, and then with my other pip, I guess I'm not gonna bother with the dark side point. I am gonna spend the last pip to increase the damage by 1. So that will end up being 10 damage, Ben.
Whew.
This is my willpower plus that. Yep, 10
Does
damage.
lightning pierce?
I wish it did. It does not. I don't have mastery yet to let me crit on a 1. That will be after another session or 2. So I think then our camera focuses on him as he is like stepping into the water, and like we get like the cool camera shot where like some of the water is like dripping off his armor, and then he notices a blue glow start down the hallway ahead. And then out steps Kesh, who raises her organic arm, and a burst of lightning shoots down the hallway, hits the water, and just starts to like go up his body, scorching the outside of the armor.
And with that, so that happens. You can see the lightning actually playing up all the way up over to the shoulders. Maybe not over the helmet, but definitely up to the shoulders. And in the after echo of the light, you do see a little bit of steam coming off of the armor. He already has his carbine out, and he puts it up to his shoulder and is getting ready to fire. As he definitely seems to absorb that relatively well.
Hey, Dallin. Kesh is going to say as we roll initiative.
Don't like this guy.
I mean, he survived getting hit with a car. So I take it since we knew this was happening, this is unfortunately cool.
Actually, I'm going to go with it could be vigilance for y'all. He definitely does cool, but
Are we rolling even though we're in a different room now?
yeah. let's just do it the simple way.
Am I allowed to roll cool since I was surprised? Or since I knew it was happening? I don't know. I want to roll cool, basically.
The advantage is why I'm saying you can roll either.
Okay.
Oh, dang it. I forgot to do my Ward's Foresight thing. That's why I keep asking. Let me actually do this.
What is your Ward's Foresight thing?
It's the thing I forget to use all the time because it only comes up during initiative.
That doesn't explain anything.
So I roll my force dice, and I can spend a force pip, which I have one light side, to get a automatic success on the first check I make this encounter.
Oh, I actually should have rolled my...
Dang it, Dallin.
Yep. That's our theme for today.
It's okay.
So I'd actually have 5 successes.
Does that beat
from
him?
Ebb and Flow.
That would at least no, because he had an advantage and Brandon would not.
Yep.
So yeah, so the initiative
Alas.
order is still the same. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that one advantage keeps him ahead. But it was a lot closer of a race because of that.
And it's almost entirely because he's rolling cool. His vigilance is sort of worse. Anyway, which way?
Okay, so he's leveling his carbine.
And
I'm at medium range. So is Koba.
Mhm. On the other hand, Kesh has shown time and time again, and especially now, Kesh has shown that she is the more force-sensitive one, or at least the one who does a lot more with the force.
I also hit him with a car. He's
Yeah.
probably still holding a bit of a grudge for that.
I mean, the shotgun did go off, and he did kill the mouse droid, so yeah.
So I have 1 defense, Ben,
All right, so it is medium range, 1 defense.
and that's what I got right now.
It is medium. You've got 1 range defense. Oh. That's... Yeah, next.
I like the symmetry. You rolled the same thing on all your positive dice.
That's a little weird.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, shooting at Kesh does score 1 success and 3 advantage.
So how much damage?
Which, okay, so the crit on the thing is 3. Nastiness happens at 3. And also, if I've been paying attention, it's also an auto fire. But I obviously didn't trigger auto fire, so
Yep.
you have to do that before you start shooting. So he just shot 1 9-damage shot at Kesh.
Okay.
Has no pierce, so...
Right. Kesh soaks 5 of it, takes 4 wounds.
Okay, so you're even now. On the other hand...
And are you doing the crit?
Do it.
Yeah, I'm going to do the crit. I normally am not doing a crit, but this one
Crits are
feels
fun.
like... And also, it's the opening from a slug thrower.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you're only slightly dazed,
Yeah, that's not bad.
as in you're disoriented until the end of the encounter. I mean, it's only an average difficulty crit.
Yeah, that's not too bad. So I think he starts firing in the darkness, and maybe, like one kind of like impacts the armor pretty hard, another one kind of like ricochets against the wall near her head or something. That's kind of like the disorientation.
That totally makes sense. Because he's still sort of firing into the after echo of where the lightning came from before him.
Yeah.
He's not really seeing Kesh. It's more, okay, that's where I saw the hands, so shooting in that general direction.
Mm-hmm.
And then he moves to short range of Kesh and Koba.
Okay.
Oh, excellent.
And he's an enhanced nemesis, right? He gets a turn at the end as
Yes.
well? Okay.
I've been treating him as an enhanced nemesis, yes.
I think that's the right call. Who wants to go first?
As he's advancing, he's gonna say, "Give me the holocron and you can get out of here with your lives."
Yeah, that's not going to happen, Dallin. Maybe you'd like to get hit with another speeder?
Try and do one through 4 floors of building.
Yeah, that'd be a new record for me. It's okay. We have other tools, right, Koba?
To that, Koba's going to pull out his vibra rings and throw them both at Dallin right now.
All right.
2-weapon fighting. Can I draw both of my vibra rings in one maneuver, or do I need to take 2 maneuvers?
I'm gonna allow it in one.
Okay. Then I will take 2 strain to do a second maneuver as an aim while Kesh was talking at him. And then we're going to throw them. So it's 2 weapon fighting, but it's with the same combat skill, so it's only going to increase the difficulty once.
So he does have adversary 2 and has 1 range defense.
All right. Short range starts at 1, goes up to 2
Two.
purple because of the attack, and then both to red because of the adversary.
Yep.
And I'm going to flip a point. I don't need them for my force abilities in this case.
Yep, they're just going to happen whether you want them to or not.
Here we go. Okay, I got a success, a threat, and 2 light side pips, each of which can be either a success or an advantage.
How much damage does that do?
So the vibra rings are base of 4 damage, but pierce 2. So currently, before I do anything, it's a 5 damage pierce 2 hit.
He's got Soak 6 Kurtosis armor, which would negate the pierce.
Yeah.
So you can spend them both on doing 1 hit, or you could have them fly back.
Does it negate all the pierce?
All the pierce is not and then the soak, I guess, what takes care of the damage.
He's got 6 Soak.
I actually wouldn't be able to get them to fly back. I think it costs 2 for them to fly back. And since there's a threat there,
Yeah. You're right.
The best I could get is to 1 advantage. That being the case, I'll spend them both to be advantages and just take a strain back.
Fair.
Because I think that's ultimately going to be more valuable to me than dinging him for a single wound and then worrying about a threat.
Yeah.
It is a nice kind of cinematic moment, though.
Yeah. Well, I expected that to do a little more than it did.
I suddenly feel a lot less confident about my own plan.
All right, that's me.
All right, I guess Kesh can go.
I
I
mean,
don't have a good plan. I have a plan.
my thought was
yeah.
if when we got the call, we could start running. But at that console we were at, is there any chance that has control over like some of the booby traps?
It would have access to some of the traps, but he doesn't have any that are on his floors that are lethal. All of them are non-lethal.
Yeah, but if there's like, I don't know, one of those grids that drops down.
There definitely would be the stun traps that would be somewhat regular, but since he's on the floor and he doesn't move that well, he would have disabled him. He could re-engage one, try to have him go on, yeah.
Okay, that was just, I wanted that to be on the table before somebody close to engage.
It's probably a good idea because I'm about to close to engage.
Yeah, there's a reason I spoke up when I did, Christine.
Okay.
Kesh is going to be going to engage. This would also be the perfect time to shoot at him. Otherwise, it turns into the small possibility of hitting Kesh, too.
I'm fine.
Skip's got longer legs than me. They could definitely make it to the hall faster than I could.
This is true, but were you more sort of like alert to the situation? Because I was still stealing plants, borrowing.
We got the buzz on the comm.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So we were officially...
That was like half an hour ago. My brain. Yeah, I can roll up first.
Yeah, if you wanna roll out and roll up and pew pew pew. Only it's not pew pew. It's pew. I don't know what kind of sound a dart thingy makes, or would it be the
It's
carbine?
an air rifle, so it's probably not very much of one.
They like.
Okay, sure. Gosh, it'll have been a very long time since I've got to use my gun.
Mm-hmm.
Not in this act at all, because I only just recently got it back. Oh boy. Yes. So Skip will then turn the corner into this situation, then hoist up the air rifle and use the doorway of this. I'm gonna assume there's a doorway that they're rounding their way into.
Sure.
And use the doorway to sort of like steady, take a beat to assess, and then just pew pew, or rather,
Absolutely.
I totally remember how to do this. Luckily, I have my dice rolls cheat sheet. And what is the difficulty on a shot on this fella?
Because I'm figuring you're not that far behind Kesh or Koba. It's going to be short range for you, so the difficulty is going to be, because he has 2 adversary, a red, a purple, and a setback, because he also has that defense.
I don't think I have anything else that does anything for me here. Whoo, boy! And I definitely got my first failure of the day, but 4 advantage, which I don't know what that's going to do for us. Golly. I'm guessing that I'm going to just hit something that my darts don't go through. Bad luck on my end.
Yeah, like one of the actual plates.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I will say that my gun probably looks at least slightly imposing, and perhaps something pinging off of him doesn't necessarily register that it's just darts. And so he sees this, tall Kalaran weirdo come in with a giant gun, and maybe that helps the next person because he wasn't expecting the giant gun.
I think that makes perfect sense, because he stops a moment, he has to reassess, because in the last battle, you didn't do anything against him. You instead saved the
Yeah, I didn't have anything on me.
performer with poor planning skills.
I
Okay,
don't
I've
know.
got
The
brain
performer
slightly.
did fair amount of damage to him, so.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. That's me.
I'll give a boost to whoever's going and also toss a setback at him for his next go
Okay.
of whatever.
Woo.
So I would like, as we were running through, Skip with long legs that are basically as tall as Hillary, just eating up the distance. Hillary's like doing the little I'm coming thing. As he's running, he sees Zell at the console and does a quick skid stop. He says, Zell, do you have any of your zappy things that you could just zap? This is bad news. That's bad news all over the place.
I think so. And he starts typing away.
I have no idea how you want to make this work.
I want to get either a perception or like a charm off of Hillary.
Mm-hmm.
And it being going up against a red, a purple, and a setback.
Okay. I think we all know what is going to be the choice. All right, and I get a boost from Skip.
Yep.
Right. Am I basically trying, with charm, am I trying to convince Zell in action?
You're essentially trying to do it at the particular time that he's at the trap. Of course. Most difficult.
I have a suggestion. I don't know how you're going to work the trap, but I have a suggestion for the despair. Oh, by the way, I got a success in despair, friends.
And that's the reason why I'm facepalming. I was like, okay, if all this is it's pretty easy to figure out how all the rest of the stuff goes. I just am not entirely certain on the despair.
So,
okay, so you have successfully had Zell trigger a stun charge trap while he's standing over it. I'm going to go with he doesn't get the chance to jump out of the way of it. It just goes off at the right time.
mm-hmm.
Hence the reason for your roll. It isn't against his perception or any of that sort of stuff. So he is now taking, I'm going to go with, he is taking some strain. And it definitely is a shower of blue rings on him.
Nice.
So what kind helpful thing are you suggesting for the despair?
Well, there's a lot of damage in the building. There's a lot of water coming in, and there's things that are being dealt with there. I'm thinking maybe I have thrown us all into darkness. As the entire thing just kind of, with the stun bolts, it overloads and goes...
Well, it was already pretty dark in the hallway, right?
It had been, but he was walking towards you. It was his
Right.
entrance that knocked out the lights. So
Gotcha.
as he's walking towards you, you were all in lights, but there was also... I mean, this is a level that he's on, so there actually is, like, plants and all that. Like, we've already seen he's got a garden here, but he's got other, like, hallway plants.
I mean, like,
At one time, it was a fairly nice kind of building, so...
I was thinking, like, the console is down, which means I don't know if the doors will work, just kind of
Yeah.
Yeah.
lots of inconvenience.
Yeah, general power outage, power surge kind of thing.
Also, Hillary doesn't know if that worked.
So yeah, no, like the console's down, the lights are flickering from off to on to off. Not so much that we're talking like headache level, but they're more flickering and causing annoyance to everyone. Which then brings us to Kesh.
So, committing a die, would you say that qualifies as a force power action?
From what we've discussed in the past, I'm pretty sure that it is.
Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make use of the force as my ally to enhance my brawn
Okay.
with a maneuver. And then I'm going to move in and try to hit him with my stick.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be 4 strain on my person as I move in, and I'm going to try to hit him.
All right.
I didn't say it was a good plan.
I love it.
Does the darkness mess me up at all?
I'm going to go with no. It isn't enough to like cause headaches or anything, but it's also not long enough to have people duck out of the way.
Okay. All right, I'm going to flip a light side point to get a second yellow. And I have the automatic success from the ward's foresight back during initiative. And my difficulty to hit Dallin would be, 2 red and a setback?
Correct, because he does have melee defense as well.
All right. Dang it. Failure and 3 advantages. So I think she steps in and swings the staff. Oh, and actually, give me a moment here. I forgot I have another setback die. I'm disoriented. So I think Kesh steps in and swings the staff, and it like tings off of the armor.
Yeah, I'll go with the... Previously, it's been described as having like a 4-claw end
Yeah.
to it. And I'm going to go with that, yeah, those 4 claws sort of scrape across his chest plate.
Okay.
I figure that this will be a perfect time for that to activate as it's jostled.
Okay, so yeah, I saw you spent a dark side point. So then Kesh steps in, swings her staff, and yeah, the 4 claw, like the clawed tips on the end, scrape down the armor, and as she's pulling it away, I think there's kind of like an audible hum for a second, and then sort of the claws, the emitter, start to kind of like spark a little bit, and then a red blade, a couple feet in length, pops out of that end, currently lighting Dallin and Kesh.
Yeah.
And now I gotta look up what the stats are for a force spike.
Oh, darn.
It's a lightsaber pike, right? Not a force pike.
Or lightsaber pike.
Confusingly different things.
Different things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
And that'll end my turn, so we go over to Dallin. To Dallin and then Dallin.
And then, yeah.
What Dallin is going to do is what he's been doing for anyone who actually gets up into his face. He is going to punch at Kesh.
Okay.
And
I have 2 defense now, thank you very much.
And that's... And you've got 2 defense.
Yep. I got 2 defense, and that's all I got going on.
Okay. As previously discussed, he's got the carbine on a mount. When he doesn't have it out, it tucks away in behind him, and he activates a thing on his armor, and it swings out because he's got a quick draw on it.
Mm.
So what he's doing is he's leaving one hand in the rifle, and the other one is trying to shove Kesh away with his Kurtosis gauntlets.
Okay.
So
Hey!
he has gotten exactly 1 threat.
maybe it's like a setback die to then his next action as he's trying to
I'd actually forgotten.
like quick draw away the blaster, swing at Cash, and now there is a lightsaber, which is still dangerous even if you're wearing Cortos's armor to some extent. So maybe he's a little bit off balance.
Okay, I'd go with that. With that, he's also going to sort of stumble to the other side of the hallway, so he's not right up against Cash, and essentially stumbling out of engaged.
Okay.
Then he grabs at Cash, trying to shove Cash away. That doesn't work. And because he's a little bit off balance, he's going to bounce a little bit back and against the other wall, clearing Cash from being engaged. And what he's going to do is Schwarzenegger it, Stallone it. He's got the carbine under one arm, and he's just going to shoot it.
Okay.
He is going to auto-shoot it at Cash.
That's it. I don't know. The scary lizard with a lightning thing?
All right, back down the 1 defense, because it's ranged.
Okay.
And you don't have reflect.
Nope. Or parry. I'm not a expert in any kind of Xians. Or anything.
Not even a single Xian?
Nope. Not so much as one solitary Xian.
Well, darn.
How about poodles?
Or as Greg says, aw, dinger.
Oh, that must
Right.
be it. Every time Koba says that he's a Xian expert, he's confused. He means he's a Shiba expert.
I mean, that makes so much more sense. We speak on the same level.
The only Shiba experts are Shibas. He is at best a Shiba
fair.
familiar.
Yeah, they are. The Shibas are definitely very mystery.
What was that? Oh, Ben.
I forgot. It also is a superior slug thrower carbine.
Well, dinger.
Okay.
We're gonna
Plug
die.
that in. You also have dark side points, Ben.
I miss
Just
you,
bring it.
Cash. It's almost like I can still hear your voice.
The heck?
Oh my gosh, I love it. It's beautiful.
Every negative die came up with the maximum number of failure.
You can't touch this apparently, Ben. I'm trying to get hit here and I can't.
With his first shot of the second round, he is...
I have a way to spin this a little bit. So we started off with the video recording of, the Jedi dodging attacks before they seem to happen.
Yeah.
Kesh is a seer and the one who took Ward's foresight. I think it's one of those things as he backs away and levels the carbine, she's already moved before he fires. And so it hits where she just was.
I like that.
This is so far the most Dragon Ball Z fight that I think I've ever experienced in a RPG.
There's not enough screaming, but yeah, I see
Just
it.
to be clear.
We're none of us can hit anything.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's just like every action, it's like, I'm going to try this thing that would normally be really devastating. Oh, no, it didn't do a dang thing. Or so in over our heads. Oh, no, he's going to do a thing. Oh, no, we have a secret move we haven't used before.
All right, everybody put your
Good
hands
point.
over your head. Time to power the spirit bomb.
Coming.
I mean, I have a plan involving a bomb, but I don't think it's made of spirit.
I don't know. Is it a Molotov cocktail?
No, we need something heavier.
Okay.
So who wants to go next? Since I managed not to get obliterated.
Mhm.
How far away is Hillary from... What's his name?
From
Bell?
Zell?
No.
I figured that
Bounty Hunter?
Hillary would be at about medium.
Hillary's still in the room with Zell.
Yeah, I've got some running
Right.
to do.
I was figuring at the doorway to the room with Zell, but potato. I'm figuring the Hillary would be the furthest back, but still out in the lake lobby area, able to see down the hallway.
How close could I get and still have an action?
Now, if you're willing to spend the 2 string, you'd be able to run up to him and get to be engaged.
Probably a bad idea.
Oh, no, you've got hands.
I was
You
about to say,
can lay hands on him.
It does make...
Mhm.
Yeah.
I do have hands. I don't need them.
For now.
If I may.
Go.
Take the first of our 4 slots. Oh, boy. Well, okay, so Koba wants to set up Hillary to do a thing.
Okay.
which you would probably technically do before confirming Hillary's going to comply. So you can choose to do whatever you prefer here. But Koba is at short range to Dallin, I believe.
Yep.
So Koba's going to shout... What order would you do this in?
It's okay. Let it all out.
Hillary, you're the only one who can get past that armor. And then Koba's going to use Misdirect to make Hillary invisible to Dallin. Okay, I rolled... Since I've got one die committed, I only got to roll one die to fire off Misdirect.
I mean, it helps at Hillary's silhouette 0.
Actually, it doesn't make any difference in Hillary's silhouette 0.
Is that a short joke?
Well, no, the power does kind of care about silhouette, just not between silhouette 0 and 1.
I was thinking of move, not misdirect.
Yeah, the base misdirect is the base ability is silhouette 1 or smaller. I do think if I was trying to do something with silhouette higher than 1, I would have to care. So I am going to flip a point to use that dark side pip to make Hillary invisible to Dallin until the beginning of my next turn.
I thought you said you couldn't make people invisible.
You're not literally invisible. You're invisible to him. Skip can still see you. Zell can still see. Everybody else can still see you. Cameras can still see you.
I know they can't. I jacked him up.
Well, yes, if they were working. Okay, fine. You're completely invisible.
I believe you.
Everybody just ignore Hillary. Act like he's not here. It'll make him feel better.
I mean, just make sure your back is turned.
They can't see me. I can't see them.
So that is flipping a point and bumping my strain up and also my conflict up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's my action. So I'm just going to use my maneuver to draw my lightsaber and ignite it so I can be in reflect mode if he does come after me. I know I can't bounce his attacks back, but I can still reduce the amount they hurt me.
Yeah, you can still deflect them.
That's me.
So that's one. Who's doing what?
I think I was just cued to do something.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like.
The only problem is Hillary doesn't really know that he did anything because he was immediately knocked unconscious.
Mm.
So he's not sure what you mean, other than he remembers that he got Dallin's hat? I guess it's a battle hat is what a helmet is.
Yep, battle hat.
Good old battle hats.
So, Hillary's thinking, okay, so that whole getting in his face thing worked because he wasn't expecting it. So Hillary is going to charge forward and he's going to try and rip the helmet off again to expose a chink in the armor or something.
I suppose that technically would do it if we can then call shot to his head.
I mean, I know people that have good aimingness.
It's okay, I'll hit him with my new glow rod.
So I guess what's going to happen is Hillary's going to be like, okay, this is a terrible idea, but apparently it worked the first time, so, okay. And he just bolts, like, just zips past Skip, and you hear the tiny little tip, 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 tip of his feet, and then it turns to the little splashes as he hits the water, and he's gonna kind of skid when he hits, like, gets within range, and then he's gonna kind of bounce off of Kesh's leg, bounce off the wall, and then just flying tackle Dallin's face and try to take the helmet off with him.
Can I get a 2 red, 1 setback coordination check?
All right, guys, this is a great idea. Coordination is something that I have. Do I get a boost or anything from the fact that he has no clue that I exist right now?
No, I can go with that, sure.
Okay, I'm going to mark down my strain. Ooh, that's uncomfortable looking. Can somebody flip me a point? I know we're running low, but I'm not feeling great about this. Because my roll is equal. Good dice, bad dice. Oh, nope, I have 1 extra. Oh, yeah!
Oh, dear.
Okay, so what was the
Die.
roll?
So here's the thing. I think you did this to him last fight. I think he saw this coming.
He has his helmet snapped on.
He literally didn't see it coming. Hillary's invisible.
Okay, he didn't see Hillary coming, but this time he fastened the chin strap.
Yep, he remembered to click it.
Click it
So
or
it's
tick it.
actually attached. I rolled a fail and a despair. Number 2, guys. Let's keep count here. So I was thinking maybe I go to rip the helmet off and it like yanks his head, but it doesn't actually do more than kind of weird him out. Because he's just going to assume that, we're doing forcey things. Because we are. Maybe with the despair, I actually, because I misjudged something, I kind of go flying down the other side of the hall. And I don't know, end up prone in a puddle somewhere.
My only change to that is you bounce up and are trying to yank off from the front. So all of a sudden his sight goes out for whatever reason, probably thinks that the lights are off, and you're yanking, and then like your fingers slip and you go flying backwards towards Koba and Skip and Kesh.
Okay.
Instead of further down. That is my only.
Okay, so I still go flying, and are we going with the prone?
Yeah,
awesome.
That works.
Well, I say awesome, but I clearly mean not actually awesome at all.
I feel like, and Christine, please feel free to jump in, but I feel like, anything that is detrimental to Hillary that happens within Skip's eye shot, Skip would probably then be spurred into more immediate action.
Okay, go for it.
Skip is still in a relatively good position to attempt to make another shot. So is going to deep breath, aim.
As well you should.
Mm-hmm.
It's still red, purple setback?
Yes.
Alright. Skip's gonna try this again, bolstered by knowing what they did wrong last time. And, ooh, okay. Alright, I'll take it. I have achieved a singular success. But 5 advantage.
I mean, that's pretty awesome.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot that chin strap off.
I don't know that I've ever. Well, they're darts, so it's less of a destructive force, and
You're probably sharp enough to take out a chin strap, though.
sorry, every time you all say chin strap, I just think of that facial hair arrangement that some people have. Yeah, so
Okay, fair, I guess.
well, maybe. All right, if you really want me to shoot the chin strap, that's okay.
Well, I think
No, that was
fair first
fine.
question is, are we doing damage?
Right.
Because
Okay.
whether or not you do damage does affect what you can use advantage for.
Okay, so that is one success. So it's base 6 damage, pierce 4,
Which is ignored.
stun.
So you would get 1 damage through.
Actually, that'd be 7 damage, right? Because it's
7 total, yeah.
so 7 total. Okay.
Yeah.
And then his 6 soak, because
Perfect.
he's got the really skookum, really armored armor. Yeah,
Yes,
that actually
so-
makes sense. So yeah,
So
1
that's-
damage does get through.
1 gets through. So yes, they are tranquilizer darts, but they are pretty beefy darts considering they are designed to get through certain types of armor. I forget how the stun aspect of it works. I have to draw on.
I
It's a
believe he
resilience
makes a
check, isn't it?
resilience check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he's exceedingly resilient, but we can hope.
Yeah, almost.
He's
certainly.
having a rough night, too.
Yes, he is.
Oh my god!
Oh, difficulty
So-
dice don't like him very much.
All right.
Difficulty
really
dice-
don't.
Yeah.
So
Some
on
turtle
the
here.
average resilience check, he got 2 failure and 3 advantage. So he takes an extra 5 strain.
Nice.
So that plus a 1, that brings him up to 6 strain taken for this shot. And thusly, the most affecting thing to him in this combat.
Good job, Skip.
That means he's got to do that cool thing where, they like rip the dart out and they just throw it to the ground.
Yeah, I'd like to think that since, I didn't get through the armor before, I maybe aimed a little higher and got him in the neck near the chin strap.
Okay.
So he has to do that whole, like, thing.
So we do still have that 5 advantage.
What do you all think I should do with that? Because
Well, I
I
know
have a
we
hard
were...
time.
Everyone getting free maneuvers to run?
Because I know what I would like to do would be, get his attention and maybe yell at him a little bit or something, so the other ones aren't necessary, because the other ones are getting.
Yeah. No, you can boost. That's a good way to do a boost and bouncing boost.
Yeah.
So Skip shoots him in the neck, and then calls out from the doorway, "Yeah, that was me. You don't want any more of that." Tries to look tough.
All right, that would definitely get his attention.
Hopefully that helps the others.
All right, then that brings us to Cash.
Okay. So Dallin is standing there, barely effective by everything we've thrown at him over the course of the last several seconds. Cash is at least feeling a little bit woozy. She's a bit injured from getting shot earlier. And I remember from our conversation prior to recording, Ben, so sidebar, how do you want to introduce the threat that there are Imperials in the way, or is that not a thing?
I was going to do that the next time he had a chance to go and do anything.
Okay. Then in that case, I don't know that Kesh is running yet so much as, but she's starting to consider it because we haven't done much and it's not really going our way. But I think she's going to then move in back to engage range with him. And is there some way I could specifically target his carbine with my lightsaber? Would that be like a called shot, or is that just I roll and it's part of the Sunder thing?
Well, if you want to do it as a Sunder thing, we can do it that way. I was figuring if you're trying to specifically swipe at it, it would be a called shot. So the normal hit and 2 setback. Unless you do the aim thing.
Well, unfortunately, I need a maneuver to close in, so just doing the called shot will be the second maneuver.
Yeah, fair.
So I've taken 8 strain now, and I'm gonna called shot on the carbine. Then she's trying to take out his tools to maybe shoot us down if we do decide to turn and run.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I haven't been this bad off in a while, so it's. What, 2 red, 3 setback. How are we looking on destiny points?
Kind of light.
I was about to say,
Not
not
good.
ideal. So actually kind of dark.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna roll then and accept the consequences of my actions.
Nice.
Which apparently 4 successes and 1 threat because the difficulty dice decided to like me. So steps in and swings.
4 successes plus you've got a lightsaber blade there, so I'm going with it takes out you lop off the end of the barrel.
Okay. So she steps in, swings it, the barrel clatters to the ground, and she's standing there engaged, holding that red blade.
Mm-hmm. And since that's the last one to go from this group, this time, Dallin's the hand motion is he throws the gun to the ground, but it's on that mechanism behind him, so it sucks the rest of the weapon that's still pretty much intact up in behind him, and he raises that hand to his helmet over his ear in the classic I'm talking on the radio pose.
Carl. Yeah, they're here. They're giving me more trouble than I thought. Might as well get the troopers going up the wells in the lift. See about catching them that way.
And I will spend a destiny point on that, and then he's going to punch Cash.
Okay. 2 defense.
Because he does still have his Kurtos' gauntlets at the moment.
There you go, Ben.
And
It was
doesn't get
due.
any advantage. So he is punching Cash and pretty much punching straight into the chest plate.
Okay.
This is doing a total of 11 damage to Cash.
Oof.
Oh,
Okay.
boy.
Because of my enhanced brawn, I absorb 6 of that and will take 5 wounds. Cash is still standing, but after like the hit rings off of that the Markov breastplate she's been wearing, she starts coughing like from the impact there as she like takes a step back.
And I'm thinking that now that Cash has stepped back, he is going to be running at Skip.
Come at me, bro.
He's just going to be running at Skip and then punching. Because that was the end of the round where he got Cash away from him. Now he's running at Skip and punching. So I'll just copy and paste that. Actually,
Yeah, that would work. Which is depressing.
Except for minus the defense, I guess, right?
But yeah, Skip wouldn't have. Well, I figured that Skip is still around the corner, so I'd give a defense for that, for the cover.
Ooh.
Does 10 damage with 1 threat.
Okay, I have 5 soaks, so that's 5 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, golly. Ooh, I'm missing Vestrano right now. Skip is not beefy. Okay,
Skip shoots things.
Trust me, I understand.
yeah, I'm at 6 of 11.
I am a far cry from the 22 hit points I ended season 1 with.
Oh, gosh.
The last thing that y'all hear is a run as you see Zeld leaning against the door jamb to his office. Thank you for listening to this episode of Heroes of the Hydian Way. You can find show updates on Twitter at The Hydian Way, and you can find me, Ben, on Twitter at DoTerriumIce.
I'm on Twitter at Blue of the Kin.
At Leslet GS is me.
And I'm at 12th Night. That's 12th Night with a K.
I am that guy that's boring, and it's just my name. At Ren Apollo.
Oh, really? Leslet GS is so exciting.
It's less lit. It's lit. You're lit.
I'm a typo.
With a GS. I don't know what the GS is for. What's the GS for?
Green Scarf. She was my first character. Leslet Green Scarf. She had a green scarf
so
that she wore.
Cute.
Of holding, actually.
We are all at thehydianway.com, where you can find previous episodes.
You can find more episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Podcasts, where you can also help us out by rating, reviewing, and subscribing.
Yes, Ren. She was cute. We're also on Facebook as The Hydian Way, and you can holocom us at heroes@thehydianway.com.
If you like what we do and you want to support the show, you can find us at patreon.com/thehydianway.
Or you can send the team some bribe money.
Ibuprofen.
Well, yeah, too. Send the team some bribe money to get D1 back on our side at ko-fi.com/thehydianway.
That's a nice dream, Ren.
Yeah, there's no way to get D1 on our side.
D1 cares not for material possessions.
D1 only cares for chaos.
How do we make a real quick parody of "It Must Be Nice to Have Washington on Your Side" right now, but D1 on your side?
I'm Hillary, the sagely teacher, and we were her.
I'm not familiar with that language.
The performer who periodically forgets how words work.
Oh, I didn't realize you took a third spec.
I'm gonna go sit in a corner now until I figure out how this works. I'll be back.
Because I'm not understanding the whole abstract thing. Like would Koba be a solar because Koba is passionate, or not because Koba's not about light at all?
I think Koba is probably the winds because, he goes from place to place, all enigmatic and kind of spooky like.
And he does get into
that
places
fits.
unexpectedly. Quiet.
I wouldn't own myself this way, but if I were inclined to, I'd say I was a solar wind type because I'm full of hot air.
Oh.
But you...
But I
Koba,
wouldn't own myself that way.
Koba, please come here for a second. High five.
What?
Good joke. I like the idea of Koba going up for the high five, like just reflexively kind of raises the hand, high five, and is just like, what just happened?
You probably would have to decide which limb
to use.
he's going to use.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
Doug high fives can get really intense.
Oh, especially if they have can you imagine if Doug's have secret handshake high five things going on?
That would be kind of awesome.
I've apparently said too many words and I'm going to die now.
Okay,
But,
don't laugh either. That makes it worse too.
Yeah. No joy. Steely faced. No emotion.
I don't know. I just realized that my character sheet had my Ghostbusters character on top. And much as I love Merryweather Night, she's not going to be useful right now.
I don't know. Proton
Probably
pack's
not.
pretty deadly.
Yeah, she has a slime blower.
So is that on me? Do I describe it? Do you want to describe it? What color would it be before it's mine?
In this particular case, I'm going to go with, it's a corrupted crystal. So
It's gotta be red then, right?
yeah.
Okay.